Hi, folks. Welcome to the program All About Cars. My name is Ralph Medeiros. I own and operate Ralph's Auto Center. We're located at 867 Church Street in the north end of New Bedford. Welcome to the program. We're running an hour behind today because of the program you just heard. So you can give us a call here, 996-0500, 996-0500. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. If you have a car problem, something going on that you got a question about, if your current mechanic told you, a certain problem that you have and you want a second opinion, please give me a call. I'd be more than happy to help diagnose it with you over the radio. If you have other questions related to the car industry, whatever's bugging you today, and you can call us here at 996-0500, today being May 7th, 2016. Finally, it looks like it's starting. The skies are lifting a little bit. We're not out of the woods yet by the looks of it. This has been a whole week of, just clouds and rain, and it's just kind of, we've had a much tougher spring in relation to spring than we did a winter, in relation to winter being winter. And I guess this is the payback, I guess, for a pass on winter. We're having a spring that's being certainly on the cool side. But that's okay. It's going to come our way. The hummingbirds are back, for those of you out there with bird feeders. I noticed, I think it was on April 28th. I had put my feeder out a little early in the bird feeder, and we had some hummingbirds. Had one or two show up real early, and it was still very cold, actually. So I guess they were happy to get some food. So when the hummingbirds are back, summer's coming for sure, because they know. They're pretty smart creatures. And today, sunrise, for those of you out there who'd like to know what's happening around you, was at 5:32 this morning. 5:32. We gained 9 minutes from last Saturday morning. And sunset is going to be at 7:49. So, boy, it's almost at 8 o'clock now. So the evenings are quite bright until fairly late in the evening. We're not too far from reaching the peak. But anyway, it's 7:49 sunset. We gained 8 minutes from last Saturday. So total for the week gained 17 minutes of light. The tidal light's rushing back. And the southern hemisphere is getting ready to prepare for winter. And we're getting ready to prepare for our summer. And so the circle goes. Yesterday was a new moon, so today starts the beginning of the waxing moons. I believe it's a crescent moon, kind of like an Islamic moon, crescent moon. And the moonrise has already taken place at 6:28 this morning. And this evening, if you pay attention to evening skies, and, well, hopefully they say it's supposed to clear up by evening. The clouds are supposed to start to dissipate. Possibly. Or maybe it was for yesterday I heard that. Maybe I'm just being wishful. But anyway, it's going to be, the set of the moon will be at 8:55 this evening. So, actually, just before high tide. And the tides have been running high for you folks who go out in the water or see the water, near the water. Low tide is going to take place and not too far from now, actually, about another hour or so, at 2:39. And then high tide this evening will be at 9:21. So I guess the schoolies are running. Get out there, do some plugging before it gets dark. And because the water is starting to warm up a little bit. It's still in the 40s, but it is coming our way. So we've got a couple of callers here. Okay. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hi, Ralph. I always bring my car to be worked on at your place because you're the only guys I trust. But I like to change the oil on my own car because that's probably one of the only things I can do myself. So, looking around, I used to use the STP double oil filter, and I like the construction of that because they use like string in there, kind of like twine. They used to use a paper or something element on the inside, and they use twine around it. And I said, boy, that seems to be a great filtering element, but they don't make that anymore. And I went on YouTube, and I was looking at some of the videos there. There was people with, I guess, a lot of time on their hands, and the guy took like 12 of the most popular or available oil filters for cars, and he put them on a bandsaw, and he cut them open, and he looked at what they were comprised of, and they were all comprised of pleated paper. And if you can't understand what pleated paper is, like an accordion, you know? It's
right. It's like a
that.
pleated skirt, like a
Yeah, and so he measured the gaps, unscientifically, but he just by sight, you can look at the difference between the gaps, whether it's uniform, the way it's bent, or if there's gaps in between. Because if there was like a gap, then the oil would go through the path of least resistance. You would
It wouldn't get filtered to go around go out through the gap and go out back into the engine.
Yeah, so that's a fault of it if there's a big gap, and you looked at how many pleats there were. The more expensive ones or the better ones had more pleats, and the cheaper ones had fewer pleats. And one of the worst ones there was not the STP, the Fram. The Fram has such a good name, I thought, and they're available everywhere, but they are the cheapest darn inside. Yep. And the gaps weren't uniform, and they had less pleats, and also a lot of them have an end cap that's steel, and they used to have the metal end caps inside, and now they went to a cardboard end cap. And even this guy who cut them apart, he couldn't believe it. He said, geez, they built up the name so much with Fram, and then now they've cheapened the production of it. And, it's just a shame that this guy must have been from down south. He took the filter out and shot it up with buckshot or something. That's how little impressed he was with that filter. But a lot of the other ones, like the Napa, they have two brands. The one was a buck or two more. That one was a little bit better, and Baldwin, and not
Fram subcontracts to a filter company out, I believe, in North Carolina. I think it's not Bix or Wix. I think it's Wix is the main brand, but they market under different private labels. But they have a higher specification than the Frams.
Yeah. The Autolite wasn't bad. That was a decent filter for the price. But he was shocked, and so was I, that the Fram was of such poor quality for seeing it readily available everywhere, and
Well, they mass market them. I guess they were making them in Rhode Island. I don't know if they still have the factory there.
I figured they were probably making them in Mexico or someplace.
Well, yeah, they did have a big facility, though, I think, on Newport Avenue.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. They used to make them there, but
I don't know if they're still there. Like you said, they'll go to the least expensive place to make the biggest gross.
No, it was too bad. It's too bad to see that they've...
well, today, more than ever, you have to be an informed shopper, whether you're buying something as generic, if you will, or utilitarian as an oil filter, which most people don't even give a second thought on, especially even the tradespeople, and or what you read or hear or listen to, and how it affects you. It's just you really can't take much for granted these days.
Because you can't see it. On the outside, it's a pretty package, just like always, but they hide the dirty little secret, the cheapening of the product. I mean, you look at all the other products. A half-gallon ice cream isn't a half-gallon anymore. The candy bars are the price went up and the size went down. They just blow the package up with air to make it look like it's fuller. Yeah. And so here's the great name of an oil filter, and I won't buy them again. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're paying attention. Well, we don't use Frams, so I can tell you that right off. We don't do that. And then also we have higher specifications, like certain people driving, like Mercedes, BMWs. If you're running synthetics, you shouldn't just use the standard filter. You should upgrade to a filter that has synthetic medium in it, made for synthetic filters. And you don't have to go to the Platinum series, but you can go one grade up that's made to handle the synthetics for a couple of bucks more. It's well worth it, and that's what we advise our customers. And a lot of places don't even get into it. They just put a generic filter, have a nice day. And,
it's a shame that like I say, that the The Fram that has the good name has really cheapened the product so much.
But that happens to a lot of things. Sometimes there means something behind a brand. Other times they, like you say, they just exploit the brand for all the money they can get out of it. And then, people aren't the wiser. They can get a premium sometimes on those filters as well. Because people say, oh, Fram, it's worth that extra 50 cents, let's say.
Because then they have the regular Fram, and they have the extra life or the tough guard or something. Sounds really good, tough guard. Well, inside it's crap guard. It's crazy.
Yeah, no. Isn't so much of life like that, though?
Not for sure. It's all the.
Isn't it like that?
Marketing.
Yeah. Isn't it like that in the way people represent themselves, the politicians?
Geez, don't get me started on the politicians.
No, I'm just saying. But it's just the filters is an item being marketed, but it gets down into, the media as well.
What do you think about Donald Trump? Everybody, the Cruz has dropped out. Do you think? You think something funny's going on behind the scenes with the Republicans? Do you think they've got to Trump or?
Well, I think they're seeing the reality of a populist coming up through the ranks, a nationalist populist, and there's it's kind of like a fifth element within the Republican Party, and now the real money, the real power, has to make some changes in acceptance, because he looks like he's probably will beat Hillary. I would say the odds are in his favor. Right now he's behind, but I think personally, my own opinion, I think he could pull it off. I question if Trump's the real deal. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he's the real deal and make some real structural changes in our country. Because whether if a Hillary gets in and these structural changes will never happen, and we'll have a continuum of what we've been through now. The last 7.5 years will pretty much continue. When Obama leaves office, if Hillary comes in, there'll be some staff changes at the highest levels. She'll pick the people she wants. That's understandable. But a lot of the people sitting in all the hundreds of thousands of employees of the federal government, a lot of people in key positions would probably make sure that they're backing Hillary and making tides to Hillary so they can keep their jobs, because it all comes down to them keeping their jobs. And the Republicans the same way. Everybody's, they're very concerned about Trump and his reforms, if you will, or what he'll do, and everybody's worried about their cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's worried about their cheese. And regardless who gets in, this country's in an extremely precarious position.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, we are...
And that's the thing, that, you have the Republicans saying, oh, this is our man, vote for him, and the Democrats saying, this is our woman, or whoever, vote for them, and no one's talking about, we're in some really serious problems, economic and cultural wise, and and who's talking about the problems? No, we have the solution. Vote for this person, and the economy will change for them, for the person who is elected president, and the people behind him. Yeah, the economy will change for them, but will the economy change for us out on the street? Doubtful. And that's when people are, like you say, there's not much difference between a Republican and a Democrat, and despite all the spin from everybody, the Republicans are this, the Democrats are that. No, there really isn't that much difference.
No, at the top, they're in, you're not, and at the top, it's it doesn't matter. They're in collusion together. It's like the Crips and the Bloods. Okay, it's like That's how I look at it. It's like the Crips and the Bloods, and it's...
yeah, but they're more honest than the people, than our Republicans. I mean,
all these congressmen and senators, they're like independent contractors out for the highest bid, the overwhelming majority. They go in rather of modest means. There are exceptions to come in who are very wealthy through inheritance and through business and working for it. But many of them get out, and down the road they become very wealthy indeed. But the average American has gotten poorer. I opened up with, brother, can you spare a dime? I always do that when we have to pay our property taxes, and most of us are a lot lighter. after paying these confiscatory taxes that are asked of us, or not asked of us,
they're
but
going up all the time.
Yeah, and it don't matter what town you live in. I live in Dartmouth, at least recently, and I have a business in New Bedford. And I went to pay my taxes, and I said to him, boy, these taxes are getting up there. And he says, well, hey, thank God you don't live in Fairhaven, or thank God you don't live in Acushnet or New Bedford especially. I said, wait a minute, guy. It's irrelevant. I'm talking about the amount I'm paying. You know, you're taxing people out of their homes. And there's going to be a point of no return. You know, the biggest failure, and there's numerous failures we can talk about, of the Obama administration is the lack of real growth in our economy. Okay?
Yep.
That's gone down into the private sector. Most people, I mean, most people have not enjoyed nowhere near any income increases in relation to the cost of living, and including the tax increases. They have not had these increases. They've had their basics of life go up, as well as whatever luxuries they may enjoy have gone up, and their incomes have not, and they're falling behind. And this is the angst you see. This is why you see Trump and Bernie Sanders. Got to give Bernie some credit. I agree with what he says on some of his subjects for sure. I don't agree with his roadmap to get us there. We're already in a very socialist. America's very extremely socialistic now. I think I read so many different journals, but right now, between your local tax, your county tax, your state tax, your federal tax, all these taxes hidden and up front consume over 50% of our everyday dollar. So we're, of government at different levels in taxation of your wealth. It's over 50%. I think it's 52 or 53. So in my mind, once you go over 50%, we're no longer a free capitalist society. We're very much more socialist.
And you haven't included the fees, because when they
amen.
We're not going to raise the taxes, then they raise the fees. So that's another form of tax.
Well, I was thinking about that. I said, gee, like now I was mentioning a high tide coming up, but if they catch you fishing with your little boy or grandson off the Peyton Aaron Bridge, and you catch a choggy or a tautog or a little scup, and an environmental police officer comes by and you don't have a saltwater fishing permit or license, you'll get written up.
Yeah.
Everywhere you turn is a fee or permit. It's the reduction of our personal liberties, and through taxation and permits and free fees and regulations. We are. I'm a bit older than you, but think back 30, 40 years ago. We had far more individual liberty than we do today.
Yeah.
Today there's a lot of regulation. It's just, and if this continues at this rate, and I'll be long gone, let me tell you something. I don't think I'd want to be in America anymore unless we have a major reset. It would probably be a revolution.
Well, the revolution's starting now with whether it's Bernie, he probably won't get in, but Bernie or Trump, that's the revolt of people saying, we're not going to go with you. We're not going to go with your politician as business as usual, just talking about,
I hear you, but I don't know if the American people are so sedated. They're so sedated mentally through what they digest through their eyes and their ears. Most Americans don't read any longer. They can't read. I mean, a lot of young people, you ever talk to young people, they talk to you in text, the new language of text. Everything's in phrases or a shortcut. They can't hold a conversation, or write a paragraph or a composition. Not that I'm the greatest in English, don't misunderstand me. But I mean, we're in a new world, okay? And, I mean, hey, the next big thing I say is going to come down our way in social progress will be, we've got to go back and have polygamy.
Yeah?
Sure, why not? I mean, if a guy can be a girl and go into a girl's room, and okay, if you make and I have nothing against transgenders, you want to be, feel that that's what you want to be, fine, and you're sincere in that belief, but I think there'll be a lot of predators and taking advantage of this like they have in Canada and other communities. It's been problematic, but why not allow polygamy? I mean,
I thought polygamy was marrying two women.
Yeah, or a woman marrying having two husbands.
All right.
Although I don't think many women would want two husbands. I think you might have a few guys out there that have a couple of wives, but not many women would want two husbands.
How many guys do you know can afford two wives?
Well, under Islamic law, I think you're allowed to have up to 4 wives, as long as you could afford them.
So you think?
Well, wait a minute. Let me excuse the interruption. If you had a couple of wives, it isn't a matter of affording them. If they're working, they're supporting you.
Well, that would be a good thing.
Okay, so let's just think about this, okay? But I think that'll be the next big push.
Thought.
I mean, what the heck?
I like that thought.
Huh?
I like that thought, having them support me for a change.
Yeah. So you'd have, if you had a couple of wives and you treat them with respect and nice, and they go out to work, and you keep the yard up, and you can even do some house chores. You come back, hey, then they help you out, and everything be okay. Well, what the heck? I mean, we're denying everybody's got their rights. I mean, this is the next big push. Mark my words. I got to let you go. We had a few calls, but I do appreciate the call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice talking with you,
Mel. Yep. Pleasure. Thank you for calling. Very good afternoon to you, caller. Hi, you're on. Please come to the telephone. I'm going to give you a few seconds to get to the phone. You can give us a call here, 996-0500. Good day to go buy a car today. Go down to Ralph's. My brother David's there and Andrew's there. If you're looking for a good quality used car, it's not raining. Now's the time to talk to us, make plans. We have got some great deals, priced right, between 4 and 15. Most of our cars, we have SUVs and trucks up to 20, and we do sell more expensive cars. I'm sorry you haven't come to the phone. I've got to let you go. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Well, good afternoon to you, Ralph.
Hey, how are you?
Can I ask a question? There's no question Trump is the nominee.
Yep.
And maybe a better than even chance of being our next president.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really believe he's going to do what he says he's going to do?
That's the question, I guess, right?
I know how I feel, which is this is the ultimate con for the ultimate con artist.
Well,
I love that hat, Make America Great, which is made in Cambodia. Somehow that's making America great, I suppose.
Well, I think the newest ones are all made in America, but maybe
I'll
the
believe
first
it when
ones.
I see it. I'll believe it when I see
order one. Go to his website. Order one.
But
maybe I'll order one for you. How's that?
There was excuse me?
Maybe I'll order one for you.
I would never wear one.
No. Well, you wouldn't wear it?
No, because I think he's a fraud.
Well,
and you know what? Something hit me the other week.
Did you think about that Obama being a fraud when he ran?
It's fascinating to me because I got evidence that Trump is a fraud. It hit me the other week.
Did you feel that way when Obama ran?
Why are we diverting the subject? No, I'm not happy with Obama.
Okay.
He should have kicked some conservative butt. Instead, he tried to work with them. What a fool he was.
Well, I don't know. He harassed the FBI. The IRS have harassed conservative groups.
Well,
I thought he did a lot of harassing of conservative groups.
Quite.
Well, I think the Justice
Let's go to the evidence that Trump's a fraud. Let's assume for a minute that he's going to bring jobs back to America, as he said.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to deport all those illegals, therefore creating more jobs for Americans. And he's going to rewrite the trade agreements. Why isn't the stock market in free fall?
Well, he isn't in yet.
All those things I just mentioned.
He isn't in yet.
Yeah, but it's pretty clear he's going to be. Why aren't they in free fall? Everything I just mentioned is not in their interest. I think they're smart enough to know he isn't going to do it.
What, get elected?
No, he's going to get elected, but he just isn't going to do what he said he's going to do.
Well, I think if then he would be a fraud.
Turn around and say he was.
So what you're telling me, just to take this to the next level up, what you're telling me then, he's going to be no different than a Hillary, Obama, Bush, or Bill Clinton.
Well,
that's what you're telling me.
I'm going to agree with you.
You're what? You're going to agree with me?
I think I'm going to.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there was something interesting in yesterday's Providence Journal, where Trump is reaching out to the big money bags of the Republican Party.
Oh, yeah.
May I call them the elites of the party?
Absolutely.
So we're back to where we started, aren't we?
Well, wait a minute. Now he's put his own money in at the tune of, I don't know how many, 50 million I think he put in. I forget what it was, but it's a lot of money by my standards. But
changed by his.
But it's his money.
He said he put it.
It's his money. Hillary's got a lot of money now, and she's out.
He lies every word that comes out of his mouth. But,
well, listen, that's unfair to say that. I mean, I'll even give Hillary the benefit that she doesn't lie out of every word that comes out of her mouth.
The funny thing is, people are enamored with a man who clearly lies more than all the rest of them put together.
Well, that's your opinion. I don't know if every man, every person has their fault. Okay.
Well,
now the Chinese have a term.
That's going to affect the country.
Well, wait a minute.
People like you realize anything he's going to do,
like me,
is going to help the more comfortable.
Well, I don't know about that. We'll see. Well, I mean, he's already put the hedge managers on notice that they'll be paying higher taxes.
Oh, I believe that.
Well, I mean, it took some testicular fortitude for him to say it, don't you think?
Say whatever you want.
I don't see Hillary saying it.
Purple tangerine.
I don't see Hillary saying it. Matter of fact, Hillary's being pushed more to the left because of Sanders, and she might have to make compromises because she's so far in bed with Goldman Sachs and the others. I mean, it's a joke, okay? So it's both sides at the top. So you got a wild card in there, and listen.
Do you think, guys? And I've listened to enough people. I've done enough reading. I've talked with enough people. Those big guys don't do it with their own money.
Don't do what?
The deals they do. The big bankers in Wall Street are very much involved in their big deals.
Are you talking about Trump now?
Yes, of course.
Well, I'm sure he borrows money and he floats deals because, I mean, you can expense out your interest expenses. It goes against your earnings. It's still an expense. I mean, they want to do common sense business practices. I don't know whether he's a Democrat, a Republican, a socialist, a communist. It's irrelevant. I mean, they're going to use the system to the best of their ability legally.
The system they've bought politicians to get.
Well, yeah. So okay, let me ask you this, and I got to let you go after this.
Sure.
In your mind, who is the reformist candidate?
To be honest, it's Bernie Sanders.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. Okay.
First off, I am sick of this vile language. Trump is really saying to his supporters, and this is Trump, not me. He's saying to them that you're so stupid that I can't get in the details with you because you can't handle it. So I'm going to say crooked Hillary.
But see, he's
lying Ted, because that's what you want to hear.
Because they're going to come out against him the same way, brother. Don't even think otherwise. Okay, that's the game. People remember the negative.
In the elections we've seen that kind of language in the past.
Because you know why? You know why? He's not speaking to your intellect. He's not truly speaking to my intellect. He's speaking to the mass intellect that exists out there.
Them what they want to hear.
Well, what the hell else is new?
So he's just like the rest of them.
Well, time will tell. Like I said, I don't know if he's fully the real deal. But I do know this. You have to think, put a little Chinese philosophy. What the Chinese say? Eat the chicken, throw out the bones. Metaphor for meaning, take the good. You throw out the bad, as long as the good is more than the majority. I got to let you go. Phones are going crazy here. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to grab a call here. Very good afternoon to you, caller. You've been waiting.
Hi, Ralph.
Yay.
I1HCW checking in with a report.
Okay.
Atwater, Kent, sounding distorted. Does anybody engineer or anything been at the station change things? Because
the transmitter's got a problem. We have a modulation problem.
I know that much, yeah.
Yeah, the signal sounds a little dirty, a little muddy.
Yeah, it's wicked distorted, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got a little modulation problem.
No, I didn't hear anybody comment on it. I just figured I'd see
well, I was going to bring it up, but thank you for refreshing my mind. I talked about Matt when I walked in here, but...
yeah, I think it was last night and the night before, too. The audio went right out.
Yeah, they've been having some technical. They're trying to deal with it.
I think it was almost all night. There was just nothing but a carrier there,
Yeah.
I guess they don't have to ID. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the carrier was there, but they hey, machines,
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
I'm constantly fixing them. Cars drive us nuts today, and electronics are no different.
Yeah, I hear you. I just figured I'd check in and...
yeah, thank you for calling.
Give you
I had a customer...
Signal, but crappy audio report.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
we
you, it's
unfortunately
the station. So
there is a modulation problem today.
that's it.
I had a lady call me about an Air Castle she has, an Air Castle radio.
Mm-hmm.
She says it sings when I play some of that older music. I said, well, it's acoustically tuned to that older music. It's made for that. So, and she was, she says, oh, I never thought of it. I said, yeah, absolutely. Those engineers knew what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you.
Okay, Ralph.
Yep.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Murphy!
Billy!
Yeah, my radio's a little muffled.
Yeah. It's, I don't have marbles in my mouth. It's just that they've got some modulation problems, and they're dealing with it. I mean,
a few snaps before you went there.
they're probably waiting for parts or something. Who knows? But I'm sure they'll get it together.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So.
What the hell's going on?
Well, working hard, Billy. Trying to stay in the game. It doesn't get easier for all of us. I mean, everybody's working harder for less, if you will. And such is life. Most of us, not all of us, most of us. And that's why I bring up these concerns.
Government, then you get raised out of the city, you get all the raises you want.
What's that about the government? I'm sorry.
I said, the only people getting raised, if you work for the city or the government, you get plenty of raises.
Well, that's a fact. The public sector has done substantially better than the private sector.
Oh, yeah.
But they have...
going on in the city you can count.
Yeah. Well...
So
they have special interests representing them, so that's what happens.
So pick up your trousers a little bit higher, or your pockets a little bit deeper now.
Well, it can only go on for so long before the people, when there's no more ice cream in the freezer, that's when people start to get mad, or no more beer in the refrigerator,
That ain't the problem. The problem is that people just don't pay taxes. Look, all the houses in the paper. 100 of them didn't pay taxes.
Well,
for years.
I mean, there's some folks out there. Some have tried to beat the system. Others are in financial straits. They're having a hard time.
And there's some rich people there. There's some people got some good.
Yeah, well, they'll force them, cash them out. But there are some hardships out there. A lot of people. I mean, if you look at let's be real. These property tax rates are quite serious.
Of course it is.
I mean, the money they're extracting every 3 months is substantial, and a lot of folks are having a hard time paying it, and not just private homeowners, but businesses as well. I find my taxes a struggle. I'll be very frank to the audience. It's quite a burden.
I understand.
It's quite a burden, and I make no pretenses about it at all, and that's why I talk about it. I mean, this is serious business here, and it can't continue having these increases at significantly higher levels than wealth is being created, because they're consuming more than we're able to earn and stay ahead of it, and we're not, okay? And they keep inflating the Federal Reserve, which is not a federal entity, it's a private bank, and the whole system. We're in for a major reset, Billy.
Well, in our own little community, Ralph.
Yeah.
You see the contract that Keisha just got?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't have time to see.
Oh, look into that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get nailed.
Yeah, well, that could be.
We got to pick up some of the firemen from that Faber grant for the next 4 months or so, and if they don't get it in 4 months, then we got to pick up another 55 more positions.
Well, I don't know if it's the full 55. I think some guys have cashed out and retired, so it'll probably be, I don't know, probably 25, 30 guys. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't followed it, but I know there's been some retirements along the way. All right, listen, the good ship Lollipop's in trouble, okay? And we're not creating wealth in the real sense, okay? Government does not create wealth. It takes wealth and transfers it. Private enterprise creates wealth, okay?
Right.
We've regulated so many businesses out of business and taxed them to death, and they've left for better returns someplace else. And unfortunately, it hasn't been around here. It's gone out of the country, Mexico, down south, wherever, but not around here. And one time, Massachusetts used to be flush with all kinds of industries and businesses. It's no longer that way. And used to have all kinds of tradesmen, journeymen, electricians, carpenters, masons, machinists, mechanics, sewing machine mechanics. It's all gone.
So what happened? You were late on the radio today, Ralphie.
What happened to the radio?
No, what happened to you? You were late this year.
Oh, no. They had another program for the first hour. I was preempted by some financial program.
Yeah, about taxes, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what
So
happened.
tell me, what's going on up there in your little corner of the world up there?
Well, we've sold a few cars. We brought a few cars in.
Yeah?
I got
Like what?
Did you see that Mazda Miata?
Nope.
It's a little ragtop touring sports car. Very nice car
Yeah?
for somebody. It's they call it an MX-5. It's blue, 12,000 miles, a 2011.
Uh-huh.
Like brand new. It's priced at just under 19. Car's not even broken in yet with 12,000 miles on it, and being a 2011, so you can get a car that's near new without paying a new car price. Save yourself probably, what does that save you? Probably about 12, 15 grand over a brand new one.
Yeah.
And your excise tax and sales tax is a lot less, and insurance is a little bit less. So that's a good value for somebody looking for a sports car.
All right, so what do you got in my range?
In the luxury kind of cars?
Yeah.
I don't know. We've had them come and go. Got some more. It's good English, huh? We have some arrived. Several more Camrys. 07 Camry, which is nice machines. 81,000 miles. That just came in. That's not been priced out yet. An 05 Ford Focus wagon. The ZX SE. That's 87,000 miles for somebody looking for a little wagon, a good little one. It's got the nice engine in it. Got another truck coming in that's not here yet. It's an 05 Chevrolet Colorado. Extra cab 4x4. That's going to be available probably by the end of the week when it touches down. Getting these cars ready is the name of the game. We got a couple of Kia Souls we've got in. They're hot little machines. They're both low mileage. And one's that 12 is priced at just under 10 grand at $9,999, and 13 is priced at just under 10.5, and they have low mileage on them, well under 50. Cars like that, Billy. Town and country van. Vans are getting hard to find for somebody. It's summer coming. You got kids. Your old van's breaking down. It's 08 touring package, priced at under 10. So all these cars give you nice, reasonable payments. So you're not, and very, very often the payments are less than your cable bill, because a lot of cable bills today are over $200. So I know it's crazy, huh? But
Well,
there's ways around that. We got some inexpensive cars like a Concord, Chrysler Concord, LXI with a leather. It's pretty bombed out loaded. 78,000 miles, priced at $4,500. It's a good buy.
yeah, actually that one, the gold one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drove that car. It runs good. I'm an old Chrysler guy. It runs good. We got several Subarus. We keep buying Subarus. We sell a lot of Subarus. And we work on a lot of Subarus. We work on a lot of folks who have Subarus cars. We know those cars quite well. With fixing head gaskets and things like that. They're known to had a few years of head gasket issues, as did virtually almost every manufacturer. These cars are getting very technical, Billy. Did I show you, we had a car, we were dealing with a problem. We had to come in, and they had peeled back the front rug and cut the wiring harness. 2 pigtails were cut, 2 wires were cut. One was a black with a silver stripe, I think brown with a black stripe. And the car would stop. Radio didn't play, had some issues, but it did start and move. So when you hook the wires up, you'd lose all your dashboard, and the car wouldn't start if you hadn't both hooked up. If you hooked up just one, just the dash, the lights were out, and a rear brake light was out. I mean, a real flummoxing problem, trust me. So we said, wow, we got to find out what is causing this electrical problem. It's kind of like, where do you begin?
Yeah.
So we started checking the car out, the wiring harness, all the modules, the computer modules, because all these modules talk to each other and talk to the ECU and the powertrain control module and all these other issues. And we had multi issues here, multiple problems here. There was not one stand, well, here's the main guy that's causing all this. There was nobody putting their hand up. You could say, hey, fix this, and you've pretty much solved it all. So, but because there were so many different problems, you say, well, where do I begin? And so we started checking out the modules, make sure none were fried. And prior to this, when the car first came in, we had to replace a muffler. It had a bad muffler in it, so we put a muffler in it also. And we put the better quality muffler. They have a real cheap line of mufflers, but they're louder, and, we don't use that. The better grade muffler is actually double the money. So we put the better muffler because you want the car to be OEM, original equipment manufacturer. So, Billy, we keep checking the car. So I come to help my guy out, and we're talking about it. He says, well, I checked this module, checked the ECU, checked the harness, you check your pins, check for corrosion. We're going through a checklist. So I come in, and he's got virtually the whole interior ripped out. I go, holy Moses, you're really getting serious. He says, yeah, you can't believe this. He shows me behind the rear seat, Billy. He had the rear seat out, and he had the rug up. And what he showed me was the wiring harness had melted. And I looked, I go, wow, there's your issue there. You have all these shots grounding everything out at a major junction. That's why the brake light, the right rear brake lamp was out. Things like that, all kind of weird stuff, okay?
Yeah.
All these queer type situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the floorboard I see is brown. I go, Jesus, what the heck? I mean, something heated that up. He says, yeah, guess what it was? I said, the muffler's behind it. He goes, yeah. The muffler we replaced had a hole in it. Okay, this is news for people who just drive with a car with problems. Well, the person had the car, kept driving a car with the muffler having quite a large hole in it. Well, the exhaust gas is being real super hot. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Instead of going out through the tailpipe, they were going out through the hole at the top of the muffler, which was right below the floorboards, which heated up the floorboards, melted the undercoat, burned the paint in the floorboard, melted the wiring harness. And that's what caused all these electrical problems.
Well, there you go.
All right, now it's easy to tell you this story, but to get to that problem, to solve that problem, I have to tell you, it really took some horsepower.
I guess so.
Upstairs, and our tech, I give him credit. He was tenacious and methodical in trying to find it, but it takes time. And this is, I mean, who would imagine that your hole in your exhaust would cause a major electrical shot like that? You know, it's almost something that should be a TSB on, frankly, or they should reroute that wiring harness for that possibility if those mufflers are known to rot that way. You know what I mean? Because some mufflers, they go, certain parts wear out a certain way, and that could be very problematic if you're driving along. Of course, it's up to you to fix your muffler, too, and not drive around with it for a long time being loud,
Right.
which this person did in this case. But these are the things you deal with cars. That takes the time.
It
and
will drive
investment.
you cuckoo.
Yeah. Well, I had a lock set with another car, Volkswagen, that drove us nuts too. You know, they have to be keyed by VIN numbers, and that drove us out of our mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of thing. Billy. So,
Well,
good to hear your voice.
all right, Ralphie.
Be safe.
I will.
Get ready for Memorial Day.
I'll catch you up there.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Yep. Thank you. Okay. Give us a call here. We're almost out of time, but you can call us here at 996-0500, 996-0500. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. And there's a, let's see here. Let's see. I got to cue it up. Got a little tune here. Why don't you start with that tune, Matt? And I'll talk about it. As soon as it cues up, right?
Bye, bye, bye.
There we go.
I'm gonna miss
That voice you're hearing there, probably a little muffled,
bye, bye,
like mine.
bye.
is Ann Margaret.
Why'd you have to
Quite a babe there, huh, Matt?
Oh,
Probably never saw her, right? I think she's 75 years old.
she was in, I think, The Avengers.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. That's what made a song. That's what made a song. This song is what made her famous, if you will, and the play, Bye Bye Birdie. And I'm bringing this up because I was supposed to have Mr. Morrissey here with the vocational theater group in the first hour, but that got canceled, to discuss their play upcoming. Their play is coming up May 19th through the 22nd, right around the corner here, folks. And it's going to be at the vocational school on Ashley Boulevard. And you should call for tickets. This play is a great play, and it's after looking into it and reading into it, I guess it has to do with Elvis Presley at the time and the music at the time, and it had to do with a former singer turned country and western singer. It was interesting to read into it. But their play is going to be Thursday through Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday, of course, they run the matinee on the 22nd of May at 2 p.m. And adults are $12, seniors are $10, and the students are $6. And it's fantastic entertainment for such sharp money. It really is. And if you should make it a point to get tickets and go by there. You can call for tickets. I'll give you a number, get a pen. But you should call for tickets and support those students, those young people who are really enriching their lives, frankly, for doing this now. So it'll go on for them for the rest of their lives. It'll give them appreciation for the arts, make them more aware, have a deeper character to them. So many people are so shallow today. They have no depth to their character, to their personalities. They just, I don't know. You get really sometimes a little depressed when you meet some people today, and that they should be more better read, more informed, and people just aren't today. It's just the way it is, especially young people. These kids aren't. These kids are very informed. They're bright, clean-cut kids who work hard, and they need your support in the community. So give a call at 998-3321, 998-3321, extension 424, 998-3321, extension 424, and support the theater group, Jerry Morrissey and Marianne Morrissey, who work their hearts out with these kids. And I went to their spaghetti supper they had several Saturday nights ago, or about 3 weeks ago. Let me tell you something. That was fantastic. The turnout was great. A lot of people showed up. The food was exceptional. Okay, I figured it'd be like cafeteria food. I was wrong. They did an outstanding job. Okay, the cafeteria, the people. I don't know who Mr. Morrissey had put that together, but the food was fantastic. The atmosphere was great. The people were nice, and was worth every single dime going. And I'm sure the people who went would agree with me. So mark your calendars, May 19th through the 22nd, and support our local kids. So, okay. That's a play worth seeing. And Aunt Margaret is certainly worth watching, but and she's 75. She's going to be young there, Matt. Probably early 20s, I don't know. Okay, we've got a caller here. We're running out of time, so I want to take this call right away. Hi, caller.
Hi.
Hi.
I just want you to know I was up at your place Monday. I was going to make an appointment for an oil change and a sticker, but I was pleased to find out that the fella said, well, we can take you now.
Oh.
So that was great. It saved me another trip up there.
Oh, good.
And, the car always seems to run better after an oil change, and it did.
Yeah, it does.
So, good service.
Well, thank you for that.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yep, thank
Bye-bye.
you for the call and saying that. Very good. Okay. Just a reminder that I'm in District 2 Fire, District 2 in Dartmouth, and we have our annual meeting this Monday night at 7 o'clock. So if you live in District 2 in the town of Dartmouth, District 2 Firehouse, there's 3 fiefdoms, 3 districts. You have Paint and Aram, District 1, Russell's Mills, District 2, and you have up in Route 6 near Crossroads, Walmart up there is District 3. Now that's where the firehouses are, but the lines are a little stretched out. But if you know what district you live in, the fire district, which you should, if you're a good citizen, please attend our annual meeting. It's important to have public participation and have people come to these meetings and, be aware of where your tax money's going. Be involved. Well, whatever, if you're for or against something, speak up. Instead of complaining to yourself or your neighbors or whoever will listen to you, show up there, get involved, get informed, get educated. Also, I think District 1's meeting is next Wednesday evening on Paint and Aram on Bridge Street at the firehouse. I believe theirs starts at 7. You can call there to double check. Ours is at 7. I'm pretty sure theirs is at 7. But District 1, Paint and Aram Village, and that district there, they have their annual meeting, which they'll be voting on their warrants Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. I don't speak for that district because I'm on District 2. But you should go to District, if you live in District 2, please show up at our meeting Monday and see where your tax dollars are going. And put your 2 cents in, because it's costing you a hell of a lot more than that if you live in a district. So, there you have it. Look us up for cars, Ralph's Auto Center on Church Street or ralphscars.com. If you need a radio, look me up. We've been selling a few radios here and there. If you're in electronic ghetto, get out of it. Get a decent radio so you can get stations and hear the voice clearly. Some people have radios, they're older than their shoes. And that's saying something. So, get a decent radio. They're cheap. They start at $60 up, a tabletop at $75. top of the line at $1.50. Those are all discounted prices, cheaper than you're going to buy them on the internet. So thank you for listening. My name is Ralph Medeiros. If you just tuned in, catch it next week. Call me at the dealership. If I'm not there, ask for Tammy. The dealership number is 998-1141, 998-1141. And stand by for Jose Matos, which will be here in a few minutes. Right, Matt?
Yep.
So thank you for listening. God bless. Be safe.
And I'm happy as a king and foolish.
New Bedford's News Talk Station. New Bedford's News Talk Station. 1420 WBSM.